Masters tournament. My name is Michael, and this is my co-caster.
Arshia.
We're excited to start our first qualifier stage. We have more than 180 players qualified, I think.
I believe around 200
Even around 200.
out of the best from all of the regions.
Exactly. The best players are here. They're going to compete to reach top 64, which is going to be played 2 weeks after. And then we're going to choose the best top 8, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe so.
We're going to get the tickets to Dubai and going to play the tournament here. It's going to be a closed event with a lot of media, a lot of production.
That's
Really
right.
excited for the tournament. I think it's...
You do not want to miss it.
You do not want to miss it, guys. Please stay with us. Last tournament we played in a specialist format, but today this tournament will be played in a format of Conquest Shield. Let's quickly watch the video about it.
Hearthstone Esports is home to many competitive formats, each with their own unique variants and rules. Today, we're going to break down one of them, the Shield Phase Conquest format. And here's how it works. To start, both players bring 4 decks, each from a unique class. The match starts...
I love it. Style guide.
So here was the format of the tournament, ladies and gentlemen. You get 4 decks, you ban 1 deck, you protect another deck.
That's right.
Pretty fun format, I would say. Very agile, very diverse compared to the old ones. I believe it will be very exciting to spectate. We'll see a lot of different decks playing and competing for that top 64.
Very juicy prize at the end as
Very
well.
juicy price at the end, which I forgot to mention. $10K.
Oh, wow. I didn't sign up for this.
I
should have done that.
If I would know like 3 years ago that there will be a tournament here which I will get $10K for, man, I will be playing the tournament.
Definitely. No one told us. Did anyone tell us? I don't think so.
No one did. They were just, come.
I think it's because we're too good. They don't want us to win.
Probably,
Right? We have to give chances for other people.
Not challenging anyone though, just saying, just joking around.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have 200 players competing.
That's right.
Let's check out the brackets. I want to see those groups. I want to see the competition. Oh, right. So this is actually the first page of the brackets. That's not all of the groups, and we can only see 7 groups here. Each group having, if I'm not mistaken, 6 or 8 players in it. I'm not sure if we have favorites here, as especially in this region, the overall, what is it called?
The community.
The community.
Yeah.
Sorry to say that it's not as developed yet. We don't have a lot of stars. I mean, we definitely have players from Yala Esports, the winners of our last tournaments, which are playing and performing here as well. But for other players,
well, that's what we're here to do, right? We're here to promote Hearthstone, promote the gaming community.
Yeah.
And just let everyone know that this game exists and it's fun and it's rewarding to play.
Right.
And we can notice there's a McDonald's over there. He's one of our fan favorites.
Right.
You didn't see that?
No, I didn't.
Yes, he's one of the most popular ones right now in the region.
Really?
Yes, he is.
Amazing. Where's he from?
He's actually from Uzbekistan.
Uzbekistan. Wow. Does he speak Russian?
I'm not sure actually, but we should ask him.
I'll try my best. Привет, Макдональдс. Удачи тебе на игре. I just wish him a good luck in the game. And actually, just something that I wanted to mention. I mentioned that we have a lot of unknown players, but isn't that even more exciting?
Definitely is. We don't know who's going to end up on top.
Yeah.
We don't know what's going to happen. And besides that, what's going to happen? What's up with the new cards that got released yesterday?
Right. We have, if you remember, ladies and gentlemen, we have an update, a meta update, which we're going to talk more about after the bracket review. We're going to jump to the second screen or second preview of other groups in the bracket. Sorry. Yeah, I get why you're confused. Yeah. How do I call it like better? Second page. Yeah. Page. Why screen? What the? I have technical people here, you know.
They're here to help.
We have different vocabulary with them. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen, in the second page of the brackets. Only 4 groups are visible here, same 2 groups of 8 players and 2 groups of 6 players. Just to remind you guys, only 2 players qualify from the group, and due to one of the factors that we don't know the players, it's very important to do your best in each game, in each match. Try to win 2-0 if you could possibly, if you can. The match is going to be played in best of 3 format, whereas once you qualify for the next stage, we're going to play in best of 5 format, meaning that you need to win 3 games total. Try to win all the games as well, as in case of if we have even win points for the players, we're going to be counting those games.
Exactly. So don't get disheartened if you lose the game.
Yeah.
Because in the end, all the points matters.
All the points matter. Try, if you're losing, just... Okay, I'm not going to say if you're losing, try to win everything. I love you guys. Let's move to the third page of the brackets. Here we are, the remaining 4 groups.
The top of the top.
Top of the top. Last but not least, oh my god, I hate this phrase.
Last but not least.
It's such a common phrase, isn't it?
It is quite common, yeah.
It is quite common, and because it's so common, it's like so lame to say it. But I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
It has to be said sometimes.
It has to be said at least once. We have around 10 hours of streaming, I believe. So
yeah. So excuse us if we get fatigued.
yeah, and a ratio of 1 lame word in 10 hours is kind of acceptable.
Do excuse us.
Please don't fire me in Power Play. I'm trying my best here. Group 12, Group 13. I think we had a total of 32 groups actually, but most probably we don't see all of them over here. I think enough of the theory. Let's move to the practice. Let's get back to the analytics phase. The juicy part of reviewing the meta.
Let's do it.
So, right, yesterday we had 23 cards rotated back from wild to standard. Right, each class received nearly 2 on average cards.
I believe so. And how many for neutral cards?
I think it was 5 in total.
5 in total, yeah. So neutral cards like
Sylvanas,
Sylvanas, the fan favorite. I know everyone is excited to work with that.
Yep. Then there's Ragnaros.
Another one, another great classic card.
Emperor Thorisan or Thorisan, I'm not sure how to pronounce his name. Yeah, a cool dude. A dude from BlackRock.
A blast from the past.
BlackRock depths, if we have WoW Classic fans here. Anyways, we're in Hearthstone. Sorry if I'm bringing it up. We have Enzoth, an awesome card which resurrects your Death Rattle minions.
Oh god, that is a scary card.
A combo that I'm afraid of if it's played with Sylvanas together. Actually, I don't want to be the opponent of someone playing Enzoth and Sylvanas. And what was the 5th one? I can't remember the 5th one.
The 5th one.
Good question, right?
Yeah, we should find out what that 5th one is.
We should find out what the 5th card is.
And remember it for tomorrow.
And remember it for tomorrow, that's for sure.
I definitely don't want to be the players tomorrow, because as fun as it might be, I don't know what the combos are. I don't know what the synergies are. Anything could happen.
Yeah, I guess no one knows except those 200 players that are performing here. Those guys, I mean, they're professionals and they're gonna do their best to analyze the meta, to analyze those hidden synergies between the decks. Really excited to see what's coming up.
I'm pretty sure they're actually going to be the first ever people who are going to reveal the combos to the world, and then other people will be copying from our players.
Yep. Something very exciting to remember and to spectate. I think we have our first game coming up really soon.
I believe so. We have our game.
Hisp. I think his name is Hisp. He's the a big guy from the Empire Play. One of the...
Very macho man.
Macho man. A guy with a beard.
He's rocking a very good beard, I assure you.
Not good as mine, though.
That can be debated, but that's another story.
And then we have... Who is he playing against? I think he's playing against Turar? Alex. He's playing against Alex.
Oh, okay.
The second biggest guy in the office, not in terms of the size, but in terms of the Hearthstone brains.
That is true.
I believe they always had this battle of who's the best one in the office.
And I think today we're going to find out
we're gonna find
who's going to come out on top.
Right here, right now. Stay with us, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, so we're starting our first game. We're starting our first game right now, and it seems we have Hunter versus.
Can't see the second player yet. I'm assuming Alex will be performing. It's a Hunter as well, if I remember his card pattern correctly. No, it's actually a Rogue versus Hunter matchup.
Happy Hallows End.
And here we are, ladies and gentlemen, the first game of the tournament. And what do we have here? Oh my god, I don't think his has a pretty good mulligan here. I think he's playing a Shark Rogue. Not the best deck that we have in the meta right now. Kind of went off meta with the last release. However, for Alex, I believe he has an extraordinary hand.
I believe so as well, especially with the popularity of Beast Secret Hunter, with the introduction of the new card. I don't remember what the name was, but if you were holding a secret, then you have 2/3/3 hyenas, correct?
You mean the introduction of the card from the Saviors of Oldham?
Yes, in the new card for the last expansion.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you were talking about the rotation from Wild to Standard. That one. Okay.
No,
okay.
they released a new card in the last expansion that made Beast Secret Hunter very popular.
Yeah. I am expecting to see some Secret Hunters in the meta, but as well I'm expecting to see the mid-range Hunters back in the meta as well, or Spell Hunters basically if you think about their strategy, since we had the rotation of cards like Call of the Wild back to the Standard, and also we had a rotation of, I don't remember the card name, but for 2 mana, for every spell that you cast on the table, you get a random Hunter spell back. Imagine that combined with Zul'jin. Your hand is filled with spells. The only thing I'm afraid of is if you combine it with the Call of the Beast, I believe. The one that summons the Wyverns.
Oh, yes. The twin spell.
The twin spell, right.
Yes.
Your deck will be overfilled. But we'll see. That's something that I'm trying to forecast what players will bring up. Not sure yet what's gonna happen.
And we see that he's drawn the Zul'jin, so as we predicted, he's going to go for that card.
Yeah. I believe, Alex is definitely playing here a mix of secret and mid-range hunters. All the secrets will be returned back on the board after he plays Zul'jin. Whereas for the Hisp, the Shark Rogue, oh man, the situation isn't on his side right now. The luck,
The
mother
looking
luck
good.
is not with Hisp today.
RNG is not smiling upon Rogue today.
It's turn 4 now. I mean, technically he can play the Burglar. And that's exactly what he's going to do. He's going to put a 4/3 minion on the board.
Looks like he
Whispering
has a
Woods could be
choice
interesting.
between these 3 cards. Which one will we go for? Which one will be on his side?
I doubt that he has a lot of one-attack minions in his deck.
I think he'll
He
go
has-
for the Mortal
he has-
Coil here.
He has the lackeys, the 1/4, the...
Many options.
what was the name of it?
The 1/5 was it?
It was
1/4.
1/5, but it was nerfed to 1/4.
Yes, and then it was also nerfed in the mana cost.
Yeah. But he went for the
He went for the Mortal Coil.
Mortal Coil. Right.
Yes. For the Shaman spell. No, the Warlock spell.
Pretty
Yes.
old school card, not my favorite, but could work pretty well against the Hunter, especially if he's trying to stack the Unleash the Beast on the table. And I mean, Mortal Coil is a perfect answer to that.
Especially with the card draw.
But I don't think rogues usually have the problem with the card draw. I mean, though they are the class which generates cards, which generates and draws cards from the opponent's deck as well.
That is true.
So
What to do?
I don't think they're lacking card draw part.
I didn't think he had any better choices, to be honest. The other 2 choices weren't really beneficial to him. So I guess he just went for something for the clear, perhaps.
Yeah. Clear the board, he put up the secret, and he also used the hero power. An important part of playing a hunter is trying to be as aggressive as you can, because I believe this is the deck that on average generates the most amount of damage. I mean, the class that generates the most amount of damage, especially when you're playing against Rogue. Rogue only has life drinkers to heal him, and he can do it in a total for 12 health with sharks. Shark on the board, which he does right now. I'm not sure if it has any good synergy with it. I mean, of course, he has the Blink Fox, which will... Battlecry will be triggered twice, and he'll get the he'll get 2 cards instead of 1, but
But at the end of the day, it's going to be random cards.
Alex is actually playing
Oh, wow.
Flare. That's interesting. Not a card that's usually seen in the Hunter decks, but definitely a card that is seen in Highlander Hunters.
That is
And
true.
is very good against, again, forecast for myself, Secret Paladins that might be a part of the meta right now, and against Secret Hunters. And this starts looking kind of risky. I mean, he's already on, Hisp is already on 23 points of health.
Which is strange for Hunter at this point, because what is Hunter all about? It's all about hit face, face, face. And right now we only have one minion on the board, and they have equal amount of health. So I wouldn't say it's going great for Hunter. So something along the lines of just equal outcome right here.
Yeah. The problem here is for Hunter, the later he goes into the game, the better is it for him, because he has that Zul'jin in his hands, which is a perfect card for the late game, a lifesaver for the end game. Even if he's losing the table, that's the card that's gonna rotate it 180 degrees around. Whereas for Rogue, I mean, he needs to do that lethal. I'm not sure if he's playing the Mira's Unstable Element there to set up a lethal. I'm not sure if he has Leroy in his hands as well. Oh, what the? He actually draw the is it the 2/4 card that summons 8/8 charge on the board? I believe so.
No, do you mean King Crush?
The King Crush, yeah.
No, I don't see it in his hand currently.
No, but this card for 7 mana.
Do you mean this one?
Yes, exactly.
No, this card summons the bombs, if I'm not mistaken. It summons
Oh,
the number of bombs in your deck or something like that, or am I mistaken with Warlock?
I think it just randomly summons 4 bombs.
Oh, yes.
The Warrior,
That is
Dr.
true.
Boom, was summoning bombs in according to how many you have shuffled.
That's exactly right.
Okay, possibly the best secret use that could be in
Incredible.
the current table.
There we see some taunts coming in from Rogue's way.
Yep.
Oh.
I think we have some techno.
Can't see anything.
Perfect, perfect. I wouldn't say that Hunter here is in a disadvantage. I mean, he still has a lot of different variations of cards to play. Unleash the Hound is probably one of the best options here, combining it with the Direwolf Alpha.
Oh, I think we missed out on the Fantastic Treasure. What card did he end up getting?
He got a Wand, which draws 3 cards on the cost of 0 mana. It's a very common pick whenever you're playing. A very common pick to choose, I believe, unless you're stacking the Haze Baron Togwaggle and you have more than 3 different stacks of it, you always go for the Wand. Yeah, you're 100% correct. I was mistaken here. Someone 4 bombs on
4
the table,
bombs.
which
Each doing 2 damage to the face once destroyed.
starts to look a bit risky because the Unleash the Beast was played in the last turn, and he doesn't have any good answer. I'm not sure. I missed the secret that he played.
It could have been
The Explosive Trap.
exactly. But then, is that good or bad for the
Because
Hunter?
he's gonna receive 8 damage to the face. You're
Directly
absolutely
to the
correct. Had to stack up the Lynxes here. But for Rogue as well, as long as those bombs don't attack, simple as that, they don't do the damage.
That is true. Especially since Rogue doesn't run any mechs in order to fuse with them.
Right.
Or any cards that would allow adjacent minions to attack.
Technically, I mean, he has the
lackey.
the lackeys,
That's right.
which can give a rush to the bomb. But in this case,
I don't see many lackeys on his deck, so perhaps it's
he
not
had one, but
fully
he used
centered.
it. He used it already.
Oh,
So
it
yeah,
seems
as
he's
I
using
said, he
the
draws 3
Fantastic Treasure.
Oh my God! He gets the. He only is able to discount 2 mana from the Eviscerate. He drawed Backstep and Shadow Step, the
Which are
cards
already at
zero
zero mana.
So a pretty useless one, to be honest with you. Not the best possible scenario here. Decides to go for to drop the second shark on the table. Use his hero power.
Too soon.
What
Let's
he's
see.
most probably gonna do now is he's gonna try to stack Edwin Van Cleef on the table with all the zero cost cards that he was able to draw.
So not as useless as we thought it would have been.
Yeah.
So perhaps this was in his head the whole time.
But Hunter is getting closer to turn 10, meaning that he can't start spamming the Zul'jin. He decides to buff the Vicious Scale Height, one of the best buff combination that I can think of, as it gives you 3, 4, 6 minions in your deck, only for 2 mana that also provides you with a lifesteal.
That's correct. Another one that I would say would be great for would be one of the hounds that would
Yeah.
charge. So immediately you have a 1 mana 4/4 charge to the face.
Exactly. What I also love to do is when you even buff them once again, then when you start getting 7/7 from 1 mana, I feel like I'm starting to get cancer out of those cards.
That is definitely something you don't want your enemy player to draw.
The worst part of this is he put the minions on the board, which gives the opportunity for his to play his 0 mana spells. He draws the Snip Snap here, which is an amazing card to stack up the board. However, now I see the other issue. He has 3 bombs on the table. He's not able to attack with them by any chance. He doesn't have the lackeys. He doesn't have the attack buffs for the minions. And they're taking place on the board. I mean, even if he would put Snip Snap on the table, I'm not sure if Death Rattle 1/1 max would have enough space. We have 26 Edwin Van Cleef on the table, but the Hunter's dead.
Looks like the hunter's being butchered right now, and his only chance to get rid of the 26 card is RNG.
He doesn't have any poisonous minions in his deck. I don't see any in the
I
hand.
don't believe so,
I
but
don't
he
believe
has
so.
Deadly Shot, 1 out of 2, 4, 6, 7, 1 out of 7 chance.
He would be able to clear a
To get
few
it.
minions before he goes for a Deadly Shot. This is exactly what he's doing. He'll be able to reduce the chance to 20%, 1 out of 5, by clearing 2 minions off the table. I mean, he has 80% right now.
I would have gone for the shark, to be honest, over here. What do you think?
My revenge will be swift.
I honestly
My revenge
think,
will be swift.
I'm not sure if
My
Alex
revenge will be
is
swift.
thinking about a lot of battle cry.
Right between
Oh no.
Doesn't matter anymore. He lost the game. I'm sorry, you cannot do anything against Edwin Van Cleef, especially if you're a hunter in this position. I mean, one of the chances here is that Hisp is gonna start to show off his masculinity. Will start
yes.
BMing.
The
Will not go
arrogance might
face
come
with
out.
26-26.
There we
However,
go.
Alex decides to concede.
This is what we're talking. Yes, this is
We are
the
back
goal.
to the game 2 of
Let's
the
go.
battle for the biggest hat in the office. That was a fake laugh. I know it was a lame joke.
Ew,
Done
I
better.
have to humor my co-host. Come on, we have to keep the energy up.
Sure.
If we don't have energy, our audience won't.
That is absolutely true, and which I'm trying to do here, trying to give you the best possible energy. You're doing a great job as well. It's been a pleasure
you very
broadcasting
much.
this with you.
Likewise,
We
did great.
have a Mirror Hunter matchup over here, but what's different is that Hisp is performing a Mech Hunter.
That's
Something
right.
which is much more popular in the meta right now. We see a lot of Mech Hunters in the game. A very strong deck, a very aggressive deck, a deck that can be flexible, that can control the board very good with combining Missile Launcher with the Poisonous 2-2,
I've
as
seen
well as
this
can go
deck.
face with the bombs.
That's right. I've seen this deck many times, and it only differs in a few hunter specified cards.
Yeah.
Some prefer not to have the hounds, for example.
Yeah.
Some would have deadly shot. Some would have both.
True.
But these are the only things that differ. However, the mechs are pretty much the same, and we've seen it all before.
Yeah. For the Unleash the Hounds, I believe it's not a necessity in this deck. As usual, what they do is they try to play the board wide with the mechs they have, or they can also magnetize them into one. But in any case, they have the ability of the board clearance in most of the cases. So I would honestly rather go here for some of the aggressive cards here. I'm not sure which deck variation is performing right now.
I actually think that the Charge the Hounds, is it called?
Unleash
Unleash the Hounds. Pardon.
Yeah.
It's quite useful in this deck against zoo decks. The only clear that I only see in the Mech Hunter is when you combine. Oh, well, looks like.
Well, I wouldn't
We
say
have an
that's the case
early-
where they had to concede. Surprising, maybe that's the BM that we were waiting for. You know, last game, Edward was able to stack 26-26 Van Cleef. He just went easy. Maybe that was a sportsmanship. You know, his opponent conceded the last game, and then he was okay. Let me
I
do
think
this
he's
as well.
doing him a kindness for sure. Maybe it's some sort of BM, some would say.
Could be both. Depends on from which perspective are you looking at this. I'm not sure if we're gonna have the third and the final deciding game of our mini tournament here. I think we're playing a best of 3 format, but it all
I believe
depends
so.
on what those guys tell us sitting there right by. Very interesting game. I was expecting to see a different deck from Alex, to be honest. I mean, I saw his Hunter in the first game. I don't think it does well against the white decks, against the aggro decks, the Zulocks or the Mech Hunters. I mean, Mech Hunter is not really an aggro deck, but it's a flexible one. They can play the board wide as well.
I believe so.
He doesn't have any explosive traps in his deck. He only plays, as you mentioned, Unleash the Hounds, which is just 2 cards that can clear the board. You have 2 cases or 2 turns to clear the board. That's usually not enough for the aggro or token decks that we have in the meta.
So I think if you combine Unleash the Hounds with the 2/2 card that allows your adjacent minions to have +1 attack,
Yeah,
you're able to clear in more than 2 ways that you only have in the Mech Hunter deck.
yeah. That is true. Also, combining it with Zul'jin, you'll have the Unleash the Beast at the end of the game. Like, I mean, in the late game after you casted Zul'jin, but usually at that moment, it's not really necessary because over there players are just.
I think
trying
that's
to-
just styling.
Yeah.
That's what it
true,
is. That's all it
true,
is.
True. A good card to probably get a charge, you know, get those extra 1 or 2 hits to have that win condition against your opponent. I'm not really sure what we're doing here. We had 2 games where both players conceded. First game was pretty obvious one, but the second one, not sure. Could have battled for a bit more. I believe we have a 3rd game coming up right now, ladies and gentlemen. Stay with us. We're gonna jump straight to it. Here we are in the mulligan of it, and as we can see, we have the same exact match.
Hunter versus Hunter again.
A Mirror Hunter matchup. You're absolutely correct.
It looks like we want a rematch of the same decks.
Wow. Okay. I'm not against it, to be honest, because I didn't see the last match impactful abilities. So definitely something exciting to spectate. Um, so starting with a pretty good. I mean, Spring Paw is always something
Something good to
enjoyable,
start with.
joyful, good to start with, exactly. Whereas Hisp, he has two tracking in this hand. Usually, when I'm playing tracking, I don't like to spend them on the first turn. I usually like to keep them for those extreme cases when you need that unleash the hound, want to draw it.
I feel like it's perhaps wasting your two other potential cards
Exactly.
at this point.
He just lost his Ziliax.
I think for sure he could have coined out and went for the bomb toss here.
Yeah, or just skip the turn. I mean, not a big deal. He has a 1/1 minion on the board. You're not losing much. That coin is pretty important for you to play the missile launcher as early as possible. I'm not sure if he's considering playing coin again and doing the second tracking, which, in my opinion, wouldn't be the best turn here.
Well,
Okay.
it seems that we have a draw. Do we have
I
a
don't
draw?
understand what's happening here. Most probably, here's what I'm thinking. Most probably a mother cooked a lunch for his son, and he had to run to the kitchen to take it, and
He's
he has
eager to go and eat, I guess.
Or parents came and they're like, no, you stop playing Hearthstone, you need to do your homework. Which is not the case in the 21st century. I mean, games
That is true.
games are not as harmful as
People
some-
say.
Yeah, as people say. I mean, Hearthstone is actually a very intellectual game. It
That is quite true.
trains you to think, it trains you to count.
There actually have been studies that gaming allows for better reflexes, better
Wow.
thinking, and in the modern day, you really can't blame, like nowadays we hear, can I say this, violence on video games,
Yeah.
especially with a very soothing and calm game like Hearthstone.
Yeah.
Yes, the RNG may frustrate you sometimes, but at the end of the day, you feel really satisfied with what you gained.
Yeah, true. I guess it was more of a talk of like when the gaming industry was just developing. Right, I'm talking here about the beginning of 21st century. We have some violence aspects and the violence bans happening right now, but I honestly feel the whole industry is a bit more democratic. In
For sure.
2019, and it's definitely a good thing. I mean, we should have the freedom to play whatever we want, and we want to play Hearthstone now. I mean, one of our
We
favorite
do.
games. Very interesting game, the biggest tournament in the history of MENA region.
For the first time.
For the first time, the qualifier to the Grandmasters tournament. Do you possibly know where's the Grandmasters played in? I'm not sure. I think it was
I
once
don't-
in Vegas, if I'm not mistaken.
In Vegas.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure at all, but I'm pretty sure the next ones will always be happening in Dubai.
Yeah, Dubai is an amazing place to have those tournaments, to invite players in.
That's right.
Amazing touristic place, a unique place. I mean, we have Burj Khalifa here. We have a lot of
The tallest
stuff.
building in the world.
tallest building in the world. We have it actually, I think, in the intro of our Hearthstone tournament.
We do, actually.
A small marketing pitch here, I guess.
Dubai is great for breaking records.
Yeah.
So if you're into that, this is the place to be.
And I guess that's one of the things we're doing right now. We're breaking records of Hearthstone.
That's right, yeah.
We're trying to. I mean, if we look at the pattern, I mean, we had some tournaments here before. In the first tournaments, the popularity wasn't as high, but with every tournament, we're in most of the cases doubling the player amount,
That
which
is right.
something amazing to be part of. I mean, seeing how the community develops, how people are preparing for the tournaments, and people talk about it. That feels amazing.
For sure. Seeing the smiles on people's faces when they get to watch Hearthstone games being streamed. And this is something that was not the norm in the
Yeah.
past couple of years. This is just starting to become a trend, to be normal in our society. And
Absolutely.
now we want it to be normal, the norm. And we're really happy to be bringing this program to you and that you're watching us. And we hope that this gets to be a regular thing in Dubai.
Guys, if you want to be part of that history, please remember to share the game, share the video, share the stream with your friends. If any of your friends are performing in the tournaments, I'm sure they need your support, and please be the guys who support them and watch the stream, support us. Make sure to add some comments if you have anything to say, if you have any concerns or questions. Что за хуйня происходит? Просто, блядь, тишина в офисе, нахуй, я не знаю, о чем базарить. 3 игры подряд законсидили, какая нахуй аналитика?